All right. Hello,
I
everyone.
appreciate it.
Welcome to another episode of the BXR Podcast. We had a slight hiatus last week due to some issues from a certain ISP that won't be named here. They decided that they didn't want my internet to work, so we weren't able to do the podcast last week. But we're back this week with, I think, the normal crew, but Kevin has gone missing. So for now, we're rocking with our placeholder down there, Ronald McDonald. He's got some sick points. You guys can't wait to hear them. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun episode. There's a ton to talk about, seeing as we missed a week, and there's been a lot of games and stuff that came out. So yeah, you guys want to say hello?
Hello.
Perfect. All right.
Nothing.
Well,
I just want to say that
was
very risky starting without me.
We just assumed
I could
you
have
would
come
sit
back in
down
with my
and-
shirt off. You don't know.
You could do that. I think that
Hey,
would have
yo,
been
free
worth it.
content.
Yeah, that
So
would have been
free.
free content, dude. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started? I figured first thing, I kind of mixed up the order a little bit. So before we talk about games that we've been playing, I figured we'd talk about like the big releases because that kind of overlaps, and that way we can hit those first, and then we can hit other games that we've been playing besides those. So I figured we would start with that. So it's been a couple weeks, obviously. So one of the games that has come out has been Atomic Heart. I don't know if you guys have all played it. I know I played it. I think Luke played it. Yeah. So yeah, whichever you wants to talk about your opinion on Atomic Heart first. I have some opinions, but I'll go next.
Yeah, I really like the setting, right? Like the world to explore is really cool. It's very interesting, like the whole fantasy aspect. It's kind of like, like it hits the same notes that like Man in the High Castle hit. I mean, these weird, like, I don't know, post World War II alternate realities. And I thought that was really cool, but the gameplay got so repetitive so quickly, and I didn't finish it. I couldn't finish it. It just got boring doing the same shit and like backtracking, and I don't know. The dialogue also was kind of cringe. The main character keeps saying crispy critters, which, like, what the fuck? Or like, I don't know. They could have given the guy a Russian accent or some shit, or like just make the whole game in Russian to make it more immersive with subtitles. But like, I don't know. The dialogue between characters is kind of weird. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's a bad game. I just got kind of bored of it.
Yeah, I feel like I got bait and switched, dude. Like, granted, maybe it's my fault because I didn't do a bunch of research, but I feel like the game is not what the trailers made it out to be. Like, I felt like the trailers made.
I was thinking it was going to be Fallout, right?
Yeah,
from the trailers, from the original trailers.
See, I think some of their trailers gave totally different opinions. Because, like, when I remember watching the trailer during the Game Awards, and then I think I saw one other trailer, and to me, it looked like it had, like, Doom-style combat with some Bioshock elements, and that's, like, what the game looked like. And then I played it, and the combat's, like, okay-ish, but most of the game isn't even combat. It's, like, weird puzzles that you do, or walking around. And like you said, the world is cool, but the gameplay gets like so weirdly repetitive. And I don't know if you guys had this happen, but when I was playing it, like parts of the game lag as if I was playing a multiplayer game. Like I would have like some of the robots come at me at like 1 frame per second while the rest of the world was like in regular. So I don't know if I was like, it felt like I was playing Infinite and I was desyncing or some shit. Like I have no clue what was going on. But yeah, I also didn't finish it. You probably got further than me. I probably played like 3 or 4 hours and I just called it quits. It's just the game's too slow.
Like 5 maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, that the parts of the game are fun, but yeah, for me it was too slow, and there was like way too much downtime, and yeah, the quips from the character and just the characters in general are kind of annoying.
They speak creators. If it was all in Russian or some shit, or like maybe it would have been different. Like if the dude had a fucking Russian accent.
Yeah, I think it's
they
weird.
Should have committed to that more.
Yeah, I think it's weird they chose this like cool setting of like an alternative Soviet Union.
Yeah, the USSR where they speak perfect English.
Yeah, then they just half-assed it with like a bunch of English people or a bunch of like American accents, which is like, I mean, you can do that, but I feel like when I think of like a cool like Russian atmosphere for a game, you think of like Metro or something where they they go into it a bit deeper.
They committed to it.
Yeah, you feel like you're actually in. And the Metro games aren't necessarily my favorite either, but at least the Metro games, it's more immersive. In this game, you're walking around. There's like text in the world that has like the Russian alphabet, and then some dude talks to you like he's just hanging out next door. It's your neighbor. He just rolled out of bed. But yeah, Jared, what did you think about Atomic Heart?
Well, I didn't play the game, so I can't really say too much.
I thought you played this one.
I just watched you play a little bit. Nope, I didn't. I downloaded it. It finished downloading, and then I had an update, and that was going to take another 2 days, so I uninstalled it. So I just moved on to better things.
Yeah, this game has gotten like 4 big updates since release or some shit, like 12 gigabyte updates or some stupid stuff.
All right.
Also, I do have to say though, for it being on Game Pass, it's good value.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I didn't pay for it. Yeah, like, you know.
Yeah, I also played it on Game Pass. This is a game, if it wasn't on Game Pass, I never would have played. So, go Game Pass, I guess.
This is a game back in the day I would have bought and then would have been disappointed. So, I'm glad that I played it on Game Pass. Does that make sense?
I agree with that for sure. So, did you play it, BHP?
So,
No.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
I looked at it for like all of 10 seconds. That was about
It
it.
wasn't a Halo 3 montage.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Halo, so I didn't play it.
Hey, you've been playing some non-Halo stuff. Don't worry, we're going to get to it. All right. Well, that's Atomic Heart. It's all right, but yeah. All right. Next game, figured we'd talk about basically the 2 big live service updates over the past few weeks. These are a bit older now since the podcast kind of got delayed, but I figured first we'd talk about the new Apex season. I don't know if you guys played it at all, but hey, it's Kevin,
Welcome.
dude. He made it. All right,
Yeah.
Hey.
Bye, Ronald.
Welcome. We're talking about Apex right now. I don't know if you played the new season at all, but I played a little bit of it. Honestly, I didn't play very much. I tried the new TDM mode, which I was kind of excited about. And don't get me wrong, like I'm still glad they added it, but as a TDM mode, it's kind of mid. I don't know. Like it's a cool warm up.
I think it's the loadouts.
Yeah, it's like a cool warm up if you wanted to like warm up your aim and stuff before hopping into the BR, but like I feel like the time to kill and just the combat style in general of Apex just doesn't really fit that well for a TDM. Plus the loadouts are kind of mid.
I think if you have a good competitive game that has a competitive mode that isn't centered around the standard modes from like back in the day, I think it's a waste of time to make a team deathmatch mode. Because like I don't know, it doesn't really warm you up for like the BR. Because like you're gonna be approaching any fight completely different than you're doing it in TDM. So like I don't know.
That's like
I feel
saying,
like these modes are a waste of time because like no, I don't know. I don't think people are gonna play this much. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think
why they
TDM is
got the
gonna be
loadouts.
a big.
I didn't play
can't-
it, but do you think that this mode is something that would interest Titanfall players?
No, not in the slightest.
I think it's more of a way to try to. I think it's more of a way to try to get other people interested in the playing Titanfall because it would be something to get me into it. Just because I don't really play a whole lot. I think the last time I actually played was probably season 4, and I got like 1 win. I was like, I got everything I needed to complete my experience with that game for that season. So like, I'd be down to jump in and play multiplayer just because like every shooter out there has like its own quirks and feel when it comes to shooting mechanics and recoil management and stuff. That it would be a good way to at least jump in and get some more repetition of how like the gunplay works out within Apex. So you can then when you jump into the battle royale, when you only get like a handful of gunfights, if you're depending on how much of an aggro demon you are in that game,
right? And that's fair, but it's just a glorified shooting range, right? They could have just made a shooting range mode. They have a shooting range mode, and it's the same thing. You can just warm up, test all the guns there. You have bots running around. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's gonna be like a big mode that like.
Do the bots?
I wouldn't be
surprised
if we get Apex Mobile. Wait,
do
what?
The bots play like players?
I don't know. They run around. I mean, I don't know.
Also, we did have Apex. We did have an Apex Mobile, but then I got shut down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So like, I kind of disagree because like, okay, so as an actual TDM mode, I think it's pretty mid. For Titanfall players, I think if you were a Titanfall fan and you played this, you'd be ungodly disappointed because It's like I don't know. It's kind of just like a punch in the face if you're a Titanfall fan, because like Titanfall is super movement heavy with a quick time to kill, right? Apex is not. I mean, Apex has some movement, but it's very toned down from Titanfall, right? And the time to kill in Apex is like, I mean, one clipping someone is like an accomplishment, right? So like, it's not like you're getting the Titanfall experience in the slightest. You're getting a totally different. You're just getting Apex with respawns. But in terms of what Luke is saying, I do think it's useful for warming up or getting used to the game's combat, because yeah, like you said, Kevin, if you play the BR, you might get into like 1 or 2 fights in a game, and if you lose the first fight, then you're just done, right? Then you have to loot all over again and do all that shit again. Whereas if I had like a brand new friend that was like, hey, I want to learn Apex, I would be like, play TDM for a little bit, get used to the combat, and then you could grind the BR a bit. But because even like when I play Valorant or CS, like I warm up with the DM mode before I just hop into ranked, you know? Like it's nice to just like get your bearings and shoot some stuff. But yeah, it's not going to be like the biggest mode in the world. It's just an ancillary TDM mode.
I mean, I'm just saying it's a glorified shooting range.
Here's my problem with the mode, right? If your favorite character is someone whose abilities don't really work outside of the Battle Royale mode, then you're going to be the most disappointed playing TDM, because are you really warming up if you can't use your abilities the way they're supposed to be used? I mean, it's kind of the way I look at it.
It's a good point too, yeah.
Is there like a different way they have it set up when it comes to the abilities and stuff like that in TDM?
No, but just some of the characters' abilities aren't like, the only characters basically that have useful abilities are the combat abilities, basically. Because you're just running around fighting.
Which
people.
You're at a disadvantage if you don't play as them, basically. It's like you're forced to play certain characters if you want to do good in the mode.
It's basically a mode where
pro players are hopping on TDM to warm up.
I mean, no. Hey, there's that one guy out there. He's
not pro
sweating
players.
it up. The band's
I don't necessarily think this mode is, meant to be a warm up. It's just new content. It's just there to be there for whoever enjoys it,
Yeah, it's not a permanent mode though either.
I mean,
it
had arenas and is it?
Well, they're gonna rotate it in and out with a few of their modes. They said they're gonna rotate TDM control and gun game like in and out.
Didn't they have like that one like 3v3 mode or?
Yeah, that was I think they just took it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's.
I thought people liked it. I thought people were enjoying that mode.
Yeah, see that's another thing. Like, I don't know. This is a BR game. Why are they making other modes? I think it's just a waste of time. I don't know.
It could.
The game's already. The game is hugely popular off the BR, right? So like
I'm all
the BR is
for more modes. It might not appeal to Apex players, but I'm all for more modes if you have the player base to support it.
Maybe.
And they certainly do.
I guess I don't know.
And they don't.
They hit their peak player base again, like they do every season. Which is funny because people for some reason, like, I feel like people mean that Apex is like dying or something, and then whenever a new season comes out, it hits the max player base it's ever hit again. It's like, boys, I think
I've noticed that as well.
You're missing something.
You don't know dying. You don't know dying if you haven't played Halo. Like, come on now.
Right.
I mean, that's literally every gamer on social media. Just every game is dying except for the one that they like to play.
I have played a game that is dying.
I think every game is dying, even the ones I like to play.
I watched your video on it. Yeah,
that game is dead.
Will never die.
Dude, there's some Counter-Strike news, Jared. Don't you worry. All right, anyone have any final opinions on the new Apex season?
Since we're talking about dead games, let's talk about Counter-Strike.
There's no Counter-Strike news. No. I want to say this right now.
Luke knows.
It's all bullshit that happened. Dude, it's all bullshit that happens every fucking couple months. Since 2017, dude. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
You're probably right. All right, let's move on to the new Warzone season and MW2 season. I'll let one of you, whoever wants to roll first. I know at least most of us have played it.
I haven't played it.
Well, I know that Arash and I have been sort of jumping on and playing together. A lot of ranked, a lot of Ashika Island and stuff like that. So I haven't really done like all the. Oh, we also played like a little bit of Infection there as well, which was pretty fun.
we did.
Kind of weird playing Infection in Call of Duty before you could do it in Halo. But hey, we are where we are, I guess. But no, Infection was pretty fun. I've mainly been enjoying ranked a lot though. even though I feel like I've hit like a wall already. Like just getting out of bronze was very difficult enough, and so it's been kind of hindering my my willingness to grind it out. But every change that they made to the game, at least when it comes to like the Warzone side of things, it's all for the better. I'd say I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah, so I would say overall, the new season of Warzone has intrigued me a lot more. Well, combined with MW2 has intrigued me way more than the new Apex season. But I must say, like, if you take a step back and examine what they gave us, the multiplayer side is still pretty underwhelming. Like, Dome isn't that great, and Museum is the same fucking map that was in the beta, and I also think that's a bad map. It is way too big. So the two multiplayer maps aren't even any good. The
Just
only reason
add that to the list of bad maps.
Yeah.
In this game.
The only
every map.
just every map. But yeah, the only reason I'm really loving this update on the multiplayer side is because of ranked. And we also have to be honest, the ranked mode fucking, like, it's good-ish, but it also fucking blows. Like, the being able to play COD ranked with a lot of the stuff taken out, I enjoy. I do enjoy that. Like, I like the idea of not getting shotgunned by some kid and having a lot of the cheese stuff taken out. Maybe it's a little too restricted in terms of what weapons, like taking out the hemlock and stuff. And there's a new cast-off build going around for the 545 or whatever that all the pros are GAing. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets removed from the mode next. So stuff like that gets a little bit mundane because it's literally the TAC and the Vaznev, and if you're not using one of those, like, you're at a disadvantage. But I have been grinding it. I do enjoy it. Now my issues come from the fact that it matches off of hidden MMR, which I know like every game does, so this isn't some like revolutionary thing, right? Or something that just COD is doing, except, Halo actually fixed that recently. But so like I'm silver currently, and for whatever reason my MMR must be above silver. So most of my lobbies I play in are like gold and plat. And so I literally lose a majority of my games, but then I lose so little rank compared to what I gain when I win that I just go negative every single night, and I don't lose, like I don't rank down. I just stay in the same fucking spot. And since it's based on a hidden MMR, it doesn't apparently ever move my hidden MMR down. So I'm just in the same lobbies perpetually not going anywhere. It's like being hard stuck, but you're hard stuck below the lobbies that you're playing in. So it's just like weirdly frustrating.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm in silver with you, obviously, and yeah, I just don't like when games match based off of MMR in ranked. When you have a rank, it should match based off the rank, which again is what Infinite just fixed. And I'll tell you right now, I've watched plenty of streams at higher ranks, and it's like the players are not nearly as good as the players in my lobby at silver and bronze. I'm telling you. Like, I'm just getting beamed, lasered. People people don't miss. But in these games that I watch at like plat, even diamond sometimes, it's just like it's easier lobbies. So I don't know what's going on. I'm glad that the game has ranked, but I also really hate the maps and modes. Like, hate the maps. So it's really hard to enjoy it. Well, it's cool. There's a rank to work towards.
Control on Fortress is one of the worst things I think I've ever played in my life.
I just don't like the control mode.
Yeah, control honestly isn't very good, but it's especially bad on Fortress, where you just get spawn trapped in those two doors when you're playing offense.
Yep.
So that's a real enjoyable experience.
Like, yeah, and you have to walk out those doors, but there's like 1,000 different spots people can be sitting. Like, and you can't watch every spot at the same time, and you die in half a second, and it's easy to shoot. It's just like it's a horrible ranked game, horrible competitive game. Fuck.
Yeah,
I hate it. I have a hatred for this shit. But
yeah, I mean, to be fair, like the MW, the recent ones, that like this style of game is like pretty despised by the pros for literally what you're explaining. So these are like the worst competitive style games for COD, or like the worst CODs for competitive. But like at the end of the day, COD isn't really made for competitive play. It has a competitive scene because it has so many players. But like, if we're being honest, it's just it's a bad competitive game, right? But
I would pretty much agree with that.
I've noticed that in recent years. I feel like back in the day, the games that were played competitive, like, were more so good competitive games. Now it's just what's popular and has money in it.
Yeah,
And
I
so
mean,
you
the
get
fact
these
that
trash ass games that are played competitive.
the fact that BRs are played competitive, I think, says everything. Because BRs are like inherently the least
yeah.
competitive. It's based on RNG.
Yeah.
So
Like think of like Apex and that final circle. There'll be like 5 teams left. You all run in the final circle and just it's random. It's random who wins at that point.
yeah, or just like the
I will say though,
Fortnite
I do like to
drama.
watch competitive Fortnite.
I mean,
Because it's just like it goes crazy.
Fortnite kids are cracked, but like the amount of like weird like drama that goes into a Fortnite tournament where like someone will just drop on someone repeatedly to grief them, and it's like, like how does this happen in an esport? And I mean, it's the same shit in Apex. Like you know where a team drops, and if you want to grief them, you just drop on the same spot as them and force them to either kill you or die right off the rip and ruin their entire tournament. So it's like. But those are the competitive esports because they're the big games at the moment, right? So I don't know.
I haven't played the new COD season yet. All I can say is that sometimes it'll be late at night. I'll have a bad siege rank game. You know, I'll be like, "Fuck, this sucks." And I think back to watching Arash play Call of Duty ranked, and I'll be like, "Maybe I don't have it so bad. Maybe I can get it. Maybe I can play another one."
Let me see if I can find one of my live streams to pull up, dude, so that people can see my face. But I think that's me anytime I play a ranked game. I'm gonna be honest, dude.
No. Arash, I've played Valorant with you. I've played I don't know, whatever the fuck with you. I played League of Legends with you. It's never been this. It's never been this.
But have you played Leap? That's the real question.
That's the real.
Did he look happy I'm playing League?
No, well,
hey, that was a great game, man. High quality.
Okay, well, all right, that's multiplayer COD. I've also played not as much, but I've been playing a little bit of the Warzone update and Resurgence Island. And granted, I'm not a Warzone kid, so you know my opinion probably matters much less than theirs. But I like the new changes. Like being able to plate and run is pretty nice. And, you know, they made the loadouts even cheaper, so now you just have your loadouts all the time again. And the Resurgence Island mode is pretty fun. Although they did some weird shit where they like added solos and then instantly deleted them for some reason, so I don't know what's going on there. But I've only played
Didn't they do that
quads
last time too?
Yeah, they did. I don't understand. But it's an alright mode. I mean, it's not like the best mode in the world, but I feel like it's pretty decent. Have you guys played it much?
I played a good amount. It's also kind of like what we're talking about, like a TDM within Apex. It kind of feels like that for Warzone. Just so that you can kind of like understand, like if you just get yourself into a lot of engagements when it comes to the Battle Royale style for Call of Duty. So then when you jump into the big map version, that it's not so much of a weird experience or different experience from what you've already played. So that's one way. That's one reason I like it. And also just like it's just constant action the whole time. You know, people are constantly dropping from the sky on you and stuff like that. It's just kind of nutty.
Yeah,
no, you know, COD kids like that kind of stuff. Like that's the reason why like Shipman and like Nuketown and Rust are all like those popular maps. They're just tiny maps that are just meant to just have you just be like constantly getting spawned behind. But apparently COD kids like it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fun. I mean, I'm enjoying it for what it is, right?
I like what they did with the DMZ mode where they added in like a bunch of fog on there and stuff like that.
Oh, on the map.
Yeah, a little more moody. Yeah, for the DMZ version.
It's interesting. It's weird.
The
Not
DMZ seemed pretty good. That's not too bad though. But like, yeah, I get what you're saying though, because like at least like it's also like when we played DMZ, like the map flow was about the same as it is like on Al Mazrah, so it wasn't like a totally like game changing kind of experience.
Yeah, when are we grinding more DMZ, dude? We haven't grinded very much this season.
I know, right? So we played like once or twice. That's it.
You've been playing too much Halo Infinite, dude. I've been seeing you on the grind again.
You've been playing too much Leap and like Shatterline and weird ass games that nobody talks about.
We had a good time with Leap. You can literally leap across the whole map.
Any final opinions on the new Warzone season? All right, perfect. Let's talk about the new Destiny expansion. So Lightfall came out this week, and I feel like opinions are, well, the Steam reviews are really negative for it. But
Yeah.
what do you guys thinking so far? So I've played. I'll give the disclaimer. I've played about 3 or 4 hours. I'm also not a huge Destiny kid. Like, I played OG Destiny 2, and I started the Witch Queen DLC, and then I quit before finishing it. So I'm clear. I'm not some huge not some huge
D1,
Destiny
right?
2. I only played a little bit of D1 because it was on console.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not like a huge Destiny person, but for what I've played so far of Lightfall, I mean, it just feels like Destiny. Like it's a new Destiny campaign. I think it's pretty fun. I mean,
I think the story is very disappointing, though.
Yeah,
like
see,
the whole
that's
concept of the
me.
campaign, it's basically, hey, here's a big villain. Let's just put him on the shelf, and let's just focus on you learning some new abilities, and then just repeatedly use them in every campaign mission. But you really don't want to use them because they're just shit compared to the other subclasses. So you just try to avoid it when you can. At least that's my experience.
You're just fighting Cabal again. Like, I was really hoping, like, once they introduced, like, the Darkness and now the Witness, I thought we would get, like, a new faction of enemies. Like, I've been waiting for that for a long time in Destiny.
There's
you got
enemy.
You know, the Tormentor. One. I don't even know how often he shows up. I didn't play it.
Oh, those things are pretty annoying.
Yeah, I think they need a new faction for the Darkness. Like, they definitely need to do that. They've been teasing the Darkness since day one. Like, it's a big thing. And yeah, I didn't get the DLC, but I watched a lot of it, and it just looked very underwhelming. And I thought there would be more to it.
It was. And another thing, real quick, it's just there's a lot of points in the campaign, like towards the end of missions, like boss battles, whatever you want to call them. They are designed so poorly. The way they just shove enemies into a room. If you're like solo legendary, you're gonna have a brain aneurysm trying to figure out what direction you should go fighting these enemies. It's like, oh, I got 2 tanks and 40 enemies and the main boss, and it's just like, well, what's going on here? And don't even get me started with the final boss. He's just. I had 20 people tell me I couldn't beat him solo. I beat him solo, and it took like 3 hours. So it just sucks.
You're just built diff. Yeah. So I will.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that final encounter. It looks like he just holds forward on you the whole time. So I imagine it would be tough.
I wish it was that simple.
I will also say, I feel like as someone who doesn't play a lot of Destiny, like as I play through this DLC, it just reminds me why I don't really play Destiny. Like, you're just bombarded with all sorts of different like systems that like, I don't know, it's just overwhelming, all the shit they throw at you.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of new systems in place from when I last played, so I'd be lost still.
I feel like that's the problem with games like this, is like they go on forever, and like they just add more shit on top of more shit, and they change all the shit from last time you played, and it's like, unless you're constantly playing a game like this every single update, you just like fall behind. It's like such a time investment to try and figure out what's going on.
Here's how me and Elijah do it. We just play with someone who plays this game every day.
That's actually kind of a cheat code.
When we hop on, dude, Dim actually, he does I feel like he does a raid every single day in Destiny, and we'll just play the new DLC with him, and he'll like get us caught up. You just need a Sherpa for the campaign, I guess.
Yeah,
there is a subreddit for that actually.
Yeah, but it's I assume the Sherpa thing is for like raids mostly, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe legendary campaigns now too, but I feel like if you just play the easy campaign, nobody's gonna
just try it solo, and you'll go like, "What is this design? Like, what is this
the Witch Queen legendary was awfully designed." But so what Dim has said, our friend who plays a shit ton of Destiny, he said the campaign was meh, but the afterwards is very good.
Yeah,
like the post game.
Yeah,
so
I got about 20 hours. Like, I have like 10 hours in the post campaign probably now, and it's been really good. They've redone a lot of systems, and I actually think it's a lot more seamless now with a lot of the systems.
And I mean, the hype part of the DLC is the world's first, which is coming up, right? So
on the 10th, I believe, it's when the raid drops.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
I feel like
I never remember that because I was doing a social media post for GameStop on that.
There you go. I feel like this Destiny DLC will be exactly like what all the other ones are for me. Like, I'll either give up some way through the campaign, or I'll finish the campaign and just not play it anymore. until
Didn't you
next year.
say to me you're gonna finish this one like 2 days ago?
I haven't quit yet. Chill.
I asked Arash, is this gonna be another Witch Queen? Or is this gonna be something different? You said, this will 100%, 1,000,000%, I'll finish this. And now he's fucking backpedaling on this.
No, I'll finish it. I'll finish it. Don't worry, okay? Okay? I need to get the Halo pistol,
and you got to do the raid, because the raid's the best part.
I don't think I'll do that.
Yeah, we got to do world first.
Yeah, wait.
We got
No, we should hop on an ult raid and just do it right now.
I mean, if you guys are down to like grind out Destiny and do raids like consistently, I will buy the DLC and then we'll play it again.
I mean, I'm down to run any raid.
I mean, I'll do it. I'm not going for world first, but
I can Sherpa. I can Sherpa in Last Wish and some of those raids. Garden of Salvation.
There we go. We need a podcast raid stream.
We just play raids and talk about games. All right. Any final opinions on Destiny? I saw you were playing PvP. Is it any less dog shit, Jared?
No, it's not. It's still
perfect.
Shit. Yeah, don't touch it. I had a good time though.
All right.
It's still terrible, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, I do. It's fun when you just kind of jump in and you just want to blow stuff up, right? And you don't really care like what your score is, and you just want to go for like cool moments, like get your super and like go off on the enemy team or something like that. That's when this multiplayer is fun. But if you actually try to do well, it'll just like make me want to rip my hair out.
I will say that the new subclass, the Strand, I thought it was really bad in PvE, at least for the Titan, but it's actually really good in multiplayer. Like,
I'm pretty sure the Hunter is the opposite because I've been playing the Hunter. And what I read online was like so that you get a cool grapple hook, which is actually really fun, but it replaces your grenade. And in multiplayer, it has like a minute-long cooldown. So I don't think it's very competitive.
That part sucks.
But I haven't played it yet, so I don't know for sure.
We talked about this last time, but these MMO like competitive multiplayer experience were always meh.
Yeah.
You know, like because of the balancing, you cannot balance an MMO.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
All right. Next, we're going to move on. So I think that's all the big game releases that came out since the last time we did a podcast, unless I totally forgot one. I figured we would move on to just other games that we've been playing we want to talk about. So I'll go first. I have a great FPS game that I was playing last night, and Jared was playing with me. That's Leap. And so this game, it just came out yesterday, and it had a peak player base on Steam of a whopping 50 players because it's an indie multiplayer game with no fucking marketing that they're trying to charge $15 for. And so like this thing's just coming out of the gate dead, and I'm so confused.
30.
Well, okay, it's $30, but it's on sale 50% off day one. So I think that probably says something. I'm just saying
they had the audacity to pull that scam for fucking, you know what I mean?
But yeah, this is not a good video game. I would not recommend anyone spend money on it, but like there are parts of it that are like somewhat intriguing. When you're in a full lobby, which is rare, and the combat can get like pretty hectic, and at times it can like kind of be fun, and you can kind of see what the thought process was, but then then you play in a lobby, like there's supposed to be 20v20 lobbies, and you'll play a 5v2. So yeah, I don't know.
Rough.
I don't understand.
Don't forget, there's 5 game modes.
Yeah. There's 5 built-in game modes and an entire custom, like there's like modded content. The only thing you can play is Control. You won't find a game in any other modes the day the game came out. Oh, and there's a PvE mode, which is just they wasted dev time on that shit, dude. It's so bad. It's a wave-based mode where you basically have objectives like go here and hold this point and collect this data, but the AI is so horrifically coded.
They just stand there. I saw that.
Yeah, they just stand there.
The bots in Infinite's training grounds are more intelligent than those bots.
Well, they put a lot of work into those Halo bots, Jared. I don't know if you remember how hyped they were about this.
They did.
But yeah, so Leap sucks.
They were quite proud about them, yeah.
Don't play Leap, but that's one of the games I've been playing. Does anyone want to go next?
Yeah.
Sure. I got 2 games I will talk about. First one is One to Dead, which was made by the original guy who made the Ninja Gaiden series. and it has kind of like Yakuza elements, if you know that game series, with like, I don't know, some kind of generic hack and slash game, and it's one of the worst video games I might have played in my life. You have 4 combos and a skill tree, and the skill tree adds nothing to those 4 combos, and you use those 4 combos through the whole game. And there's a parry system, and that's about it. That sums up 1 to Dead, and the story just ends. There's nothing else that's really redeeming. I had more fun in the side mini games eating ramen and singing karaoke than I did actually killing enemies in the missions. So yeah, that's it. That's 1 to Dead. And then the other game I played is Wild Hearts, which I'm going to say right now, it's the best game I played this year, but also the worst. In terms of pure gameplay, it's super fun. Like, it's like Fortnite meets Monster Hunter. You build stuff on the fly. It's super creative, and you could do some crazy shit in the game. But the optimization is some of the worst I've ever seen in a video game. You like the main village where the story takes place that you can explore and take side quests and do all these other things in, you might get 10 frames per second sometimes in that village when running around. Like, it's I've never seen anything like it, and it just keeps getting worse the further into the game you get. And this game should have been one of the greatest games EA ever made, and I don't know how to feel about it at this point. Gameplay, perfect. Ideas, great. Optimization, they should have just waited a couple months, and it's like a Game of the Year contender. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking releasing this, but there's no microtransactions, so that's something.
Got that going for it, at least.
Go EA.
It's published by EA.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's published by EA. It's made by some small team. I can't remember what the devs are called, like Omnipotent or something.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Well,
which and there are other Koei Tecmo. So yeah.
Gotcha. You guys have any other games you've been playing? I have another one I'll talk about if you guys don't.
I've been playing the older CODs recently, COD Plutonium and IW4X, which is I've been playing Modern Warfare, the old Modern Warfare 2, World at War, Black Ops 1. I need to try out COD 4. And it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy those games so much more than the newest Modern Warfare 2. I just wish like we could get a remaster of some of those games. Modern Warfare 2, the old one, or even World at War. I mean, that game is just amazing. But yeah, I've been playing those on Plutonium, and it's like there's not a ton of people playing it, so it's hard to find like a server that's populated. There are servers with bots, but it's not as fun to play against bots as it is real people. And you know, a lot of people tell me like, if you enjoy like the older CODs, then just go play them. But like, they don't understand, like they're not as populated. Like, it's hard to, you know, find servers with people. It's not the same as having like a new good COD game that's populated where you have multiple playlists that you can search. But yeah, that's what I've been playing, and I wish we could get one of those remastered someday. I mean, nice, the old MW2 multiplayer remaster, I think that's long overdue. But yeah.
I mean, apparently there's a Modern Warfare 3 in the works when it comes to 2023, but kind of have to wait and see what happens with that.
Yeah, so I totally get what you're saying about the servers, BHB, because I was playing some COD 4 like a month or two ago, and people play it, but the problem is finding an actual full server is rare. So most of the time it's like a mixture of people and bots, and it's just like, it's like half fun. You're like, you get the nostalgia, but then it also wears off because you're kind of just shooting stupid bots. So it's like I wish. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I wish I could go back and play COD 4 and it actually had people. Like, I would, but
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
and they're not hacking as well.
Yeah, like, so when I complain, like when I say I like the older CODs and the new COD sucks, but I'm still playing the new COD, it's because it's more populated and there's a lot more variety there. It's harder to play the old games. I hate when people say that. Just play them then. Yeah, let me just go play it with 5 people. Yeah, that's so fun.
And those 5 people are either like the people who never left or the people who just realized that they bought the wrong Call of Duty.
Well, that's something.
And I also
BHB,
played some.
Is like when you go back to these old CODs, dude, it's the same shit. Like you go back to an old Black Ops and it's like a 24/7 Nuketown server. It's like, yeah, I don't want to play more Nuketown, but that's the only server with fucking people on it.
I never liked Nuketown.
I mean,
I like Shipment more than Nuketown. It's not my thing. I'm not crazy about it.
Not much of a fan either. Though I kind of like more of my maps that you can kind of like navigate through power positions and just like it's not total chaos the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't mean like Shipment really either, but like it's all right if you want one map that's gonna do complete chaos and like there you do have that one.
Yeah, I think that's the better map. Yeah.
Shipment exists so that you can grind weapon skins. Let's be real. Like that today, that map has no purpose besides that.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it's a good map. I just prefer it over Nuketown.
No. I get your point. But yeah, no, dude. You know what game we should go back and play? Dude, you ready to play some Black Ops 4 with me?
No. And you know what's funny? Like in that video that you linked me, Rash, of the guy who explained how you could play every COD in 2023, that was the one COD he recommended, like, not going back to play. Like he said, it was really hard to play that on Steam or on console. Like it's not very populated at all. That was the one game out of all of them that he said you couldn't really play in 2023. So I don't know why the hell you like that game.
Great game.
I never liked that game. I thought it was pretty shit, but you love it for some reason. I don't know.
Best COD since 2018. All right, dude. You had time to kill that wasn't half a millisecond. All right, you had some basic ass 3-lane maps.
That's nice.
And yeah, I don't know. I just the operators or whatever the fuck they called them. No, those suck. Without that, but like I don't know.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. Those
took away from the broken game towards the end there too.
Yeah. All right. So another game that I've been playing. Well, I don't know. Been playing is a game that I played was the Operation Harsh Doorstop, and I can't remember. I think I roped Waffle in to play with me one night, and
or Waffle.
So this is a milsim game, which are not usually my thing, and so what I've learned in playing this game, because I streamed it for a little bit one night, and then everyone that I was playing with complained, so I had to get off and go play COD, and then I came back to play more of it because I wanted to make a video on it, right? And so what I learned, basically the gist is, so this is a free game that they're basically funding purely off of Patreon, right? And in my opinion, the idea of what they're trying to do is pretty cool. It's a fairly open game, like it ships with workshop support, and so it's more like community driven, right? And so there's already like some cool mods for the game and whatnot, although it seems like they're pretty buggy because the game itself is pretty buggy, so a lot of it crashes, and so it has some issues. But they shipped an FPS game with no anti-cheat. And so when I was playing, there was a cheater in the server, and he would just rain down airstrikes like repeatedly, and the whole map was just exploding, and every time they would boot him from the server, he would just rejoin on a different alias. So that was my Operation Doorstop experience recently. I'm not a milsim kid, so I couldn't even tell you if this is a good milsim game. All I know is I walked around for like 30 years and like occasionally get to shoot someone. But I think that is what milsim shooters are. So I don't know. I can almost see the appeal, because like when I was playing and there was like one point where I got like 3 or 4 kills without dying, I was like, this is pretty fun. And then I spent like 10 minutes trying to get into the next engagement, and I'm like, all right, less fun. But when you're like actively shooting people, it is kind of cool, because it is like a lot more tactical and like slow. Like it's not like COD. You're not like sprinting and like diving across the street. You actually have to kind of think about what you're doing a little bit. Otherwise, you just instantly die, right? But the lack of anti-cheat is something. So I don't know how this game will end up doing.
Probably figured who the hell's going to cheat in this game.
A lot of people,
right?
If you like read the Steam reviews,
is there no clamber?
No, there is. It's just buggy.
Wow.
It like works sometimes, and I don't know. The game itself is kind of jank and not very polished. But again, I don't have much to compare it to because I haven't played things like Squad and Hell Let Loose and stuff. So, and maybe those are also that feel similar.
Well, how does it compare to Leap?
Oh, so I will say, if I was to play a video game tonight, I would much rather play this than Leap. Like, this actually, in my opinion, has potential. Yeah. Leap is just a shitty video game. So, I think that sums up my opinion.
First-person Titanfall. Or not Titanfall. Oh, God, that's so disrespectful.
First-person Titanfall? What?
Still a little disrespectful.
I think that's just Titanfall.
It's true. But you don't have double grapples like that.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
Leap has double grapples.
Leap has hoverboards.
Yeah.
How can a game with hoverboards be bad?
Those hoverboards have no fucking purpose.
Fuck those hoverboards.
Have you not watched Back to the Future?
No, you don't understand. You spawn on the hoverboard, and it's annoying. And then you die and get revived, and you spawn on the hoverboard in the middle of enemies. And then you have to jump off, and then you die before you can get off. It's stupid. I don't know who designed that game.
To be fair, Jared, that was a checkbox. There was a checkbox that said spawn on vehicle.
Is there a checkbox?
Yeah, you had to turn that off if you wanted to not spawn on your hoverboard.
Why did no one tell me that? I suffered for how many hours?
Just so roast in the game, but doesn't know how to play it. Wow, skill issue.
I'll complain about other things then. Where are the animations at?
Yeah, dude, sometimes you use the grapple hook and you go the opposite direction that you grapple. Your character starts going backwards.
That's innovative.
No.
Right?
Dude, sometimes
what about that little like
doesn't
I
wind
only
at all.
watched the Rush a little bit. But like that flappy arm thing it did sometimes. I think Rush was trying to clamber and it just went like this.
You would get stuck trying to clamber a building and your character would just go like this up and down for a little bit. But yeah, so that game's ass. Other than that, I returned and played a little bit of Shatterline. Kevin was memeing, but Shatterline's great, dude. Great game. Right? They were like doing a console test recently, so maybe it's coming out on console soon. I have no clue. Oh, I just googled Shatterline, and Shatterline private cheat just came up on my my YouTube search. So we're doing good. Oh, there's a bunch of them.
No one's cheating in that game.
Shit, dude. Okay.
Wow.
Anyways, Shatterline's pretty fun, but it's also like it's approaching death on PC. So I don't know if the console release is gonna revive it or not. So I don't know. We'll see.
Does that game still have that crystal ability where you get like stuck in crystals?
Yeah, it sure does.
You have to shoot them to break them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's one of the main reasons I won't play that game. That happened to me like 5 times in a row, and I stopped. I'm like, no. I mean, if you're gonna have an ability like that in the game, you're basically begging me not to play your game. I mean, that shit was annoying. You'd just be walking, and then you would get trapped in fucking crystals, and you'd have to shoot the crystals to break them, but people can still shoot you. I mean, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that. That's not fun. That's awful.
Yeah, like, they have a lot of abilities like that. To be fair,
like that in there. I hate all that shit. Especially that one. Fuck.
Yeah.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah. No, the best part is like most of the characters have like some of them like reuse abilities and there's not a whole lot of creativity, but there is crap like that that's just super annoying. And then there's one character that literally has a frag grenade and a smoke grenade as his abilities. Like they just gave up. They just made a COD soldier and put him in the game and called it a day. But all right, I think that wraps up. Does anyone else have any other games? We'll move to the next section if you don't.
I mean, I played Siege, but like,
do you have anything new to say about Siege?
They announced a new season or the new year, I guess. So,
what's Siege like these days? So. Is it worth getting into?
I think so. I don't know. I don't think the game is like in a worse state. I mean, I don't know. Like the issues it had been issues from like early on, and I don't know. So nothing really changed. So I guess if you were ever interested in playing Siege, go try it. But if you're not, you're probably not gonna like it. So
Luke tries to get me to play Siege.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those games that
Yeah, I wish Arash would play Siege with me.
Every night I
It's
get a
probably one of those
message.
Show you the world, dude.
It's probably one of those games at this point where it's like, yeah, it's been out long enough. Like we've all played it at some point. Either you play it right now or you're never gonna play it.
The problem is there's just so much to learn when you don't play it for that.
I guess so, but like it's like I don't know. I don't think it's as overwhelming. There's a bunch of like
There's a
many
lot of
different
shit.
gadgets and
sure, but like there's a
operators
lot of
and
shit you can group into. Like you can group like
you can
I
put
don't know.
holes in walls. And you got to know what the barricade and like. I mean, there's a lot.
Sure,
There's
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed Siege when I played it back when it came out, but it's just been so long. There's so much. It's so different.
I think you could get back into it easily. We should play
Yeah.
with Arash.
Every night, every fucking night at 3 a.m., I get a message asking if I want to play Siege. Oh boy.
Give me a 1 week warning. If Arash jumps on, I'll jump on.
I mean, I have it installed. Like, it's just a matter of getting the motivation to play it. Like, I'd rather, if I'm gonna play something late at night, I just want to chill and like play COD or something. That I'm not trying to like learn a new video game at this point. But
Like, hey, yeah, come on, Rash, come play and be bad with me for all night and get frustrated. But trust me, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, or play a real game like Tic Tac Archery.
dude, one night I played on fucking xCloud with them. Holy fuck, was that terrible? I was playing with like input lag out the ass, dude. I had no I hadn't even played the game. Like I played it once for an hour, and I'm playing with them with a bunch of input lag, trying to play on fucking xCloud. Like it was horrible.
Oh my gosh.
That was the worst experience. I will say
That's
playing
a
on
bad
PC.
idea to begin with.
Yeah, when I got to play on PC and actually aim at stuff, it was more fun. I don't think Siege is a bad game. It's just there's so much fucking shit in Siege. Like you look at the character list and it's fucking gigantic.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, yeah, you don't need to learn all that to like play, but like I like to know all that if I'm gonna play. That's the thing. Like I would want to learn it, and it is a lot to learn.
Yeah. All
Sounds like
right,
you need to watch a YouTube video.
dude.
Yeah.
2023 Siege in a nutshell. That's the video, dude. All right. Why don't we move on to the news section? There's some good topics. So I figured first things first. We'll just get this out of the way so Luke can take his nap. But they revealed the season 3 trailer for Halo Infinite. Did you guys see it?
Woo! Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was
That's
nice.
sick.
So I will say the trailer does look nice. I will also say I don't understand why people are hyping it up so much. It just looks like a Halo update. Like it looks like a good Halo update, but I don't know. Some people are acting like this is like the Halo revival or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how people think this is bigger than like Forge. Like people are like, this is the biggest
No.
update yet. Like,
Well, this is-
It would have been a great season a year ago.
wow.
And I think it would have been a lot more exciting. Like maybe this like excitement would be warranted if everything wasn't leaked already. Like
Mhm.
everything
Yeah.
coming, we already knew about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the extra map was leaked a couple weeks ago. It's like, oh, this is going to be in too. So it's like, okay, I'm excited, but it's just it'd be cooler if I didn't know about it.
Yeah, so my scuff is
Yeah.
broken, so I actually can't be a Halo kid anymore. So it's unfortunate, but I've been forced to
toxic.
retire. Yeah, so it's too bad, but I can't go
You
back
just
to
play
playing
on
on
mouse and keyboard.
Dude, did you see that someone made the Dog 7 made the FFA finals on MNK at Charlotte? That's kind of cool.
We'd love to see it. I mean, I'm playing mouse and keyboard right now.
Yeah, but Kevin, what rank are we hard
Don't make
Oh,
stuck
fun
at
of
these
Kevin.
days?
No, don't even bring it up. All right. I might be like I might be in diamond, but you know, whatever.
At
I'm
least.
trying my best here, right?
All right. So, have you been playing ranked?
Attempts are being made. Yeah, I'm playing right now, actually.
Is the new ranked update good?
I mean, I think it's gonna be more beneficial to players at higher skill levels, like probably Onyx and above, or high tier diamonds, really. But at least it kind of feels like you have some skin in the game, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because like, at least like you're coming in with your ranked, and you're gonna gain or lose it, kind of thing. And where like previously it was just like your CSR just felt more like an average of your skill rather than like your actual rank, you know what I mean? And so just knowing that at least I'll be matching against players out of the same rank as me would be nice, but we'll see how. I think it's one of those things that's gonna be like a long-term thing. We'll see how many rage tweets come out, but like, oh my god, how's this person in my lobby tweets come out, you know?
Yeah.
See before we really get a good sense of how like the changes, how effective the changes are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play.
I did play I did just play a strongholds. I did just play a strongholds match where all the strongholds were lit up red, even though we captured like all three of them. That was cool. So it wasn't confusing at all. So like new bugs, dude. What about it?
That's good.
Bring the hype.
Sounds about right. And that's the other thing. When season 3 comes, what's gonna come with it? What bug are we gonna get? What's gonna break? What's gonna? Is the DMR gonna jam while I'm trying to use it? Like
unjamming was introduced for season 2. Yeah, so that's always a possibility.
Have they
get
fixed
excited the week after it comes out?
Have they fixed the flag thing yet, or is that shit still broken?
Still busted.
I love Halo, dude.
Hopefully it gets updated in season 3.
I love Halo.
But in that season 3 trailer, they did reveal a new map, which they just repurposed an area from the campaign. And I just, I said that a while back, like that when I first played the campaign, that there's a lot of areas in the campaign that look like they could be decent multiplayer maps. I just don't know why they didn't do that a long time ago. Like with a game that was hurting for maps, and you already had these spaces in the campaign that could be decent maps. I just feel like a long time ago they should have taken those spaces and made them maps.
That's because that's when you get maps like Sword Base,
and that's easier. That's easier than Sword Base. Yeah. But no, there's areas in the Infinite campaign that I think would be better than something like Sword Base.
I agree.
And repurposing those areas, I gotta imagine that would be easier than creating a brand new map. So yeah, again, it surprises me they didn't do that sooner.
I mean, they did say in the recent blog, right, that it was not simply copy pasta, and it took a good amount of work to make it happen.
Yeah, I assume they'd have to make some adjustments and add to it a little bit for sure. But again, still got to be easier than building a map from the ground up, I'd assume.
Yeah. And then, like, I think they said also kind of, at least like what I saw from like the gameplay they had on the HGS weekend, that like, you kind of think of like boarding action, but with platforms that connect the two sides, kind of thing. That's kind of how they say how it plays out.
I don't think I want to think about boarding action.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like a very competitive map, but it looks like a good like social map for like more niche experiences, I guess, in a way.
Well, I did see Tashi say that neither of the new maps will be in ranked. This map doesn't look bad, but it just looks like fucking Catalyst. Like I don't know, man. I wish they made maps that look different. Like the one of the new BTB maps just looks like the other BTB maps.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the 4 we could definitely use. I mean, I'm before this map. I mean, the only Forerunner map we had was Catalyst.
Yeah,
which also wasn't in the game at launch. So I mean, I'm cool with Forerunner maps. The Forerunner architecture in Infinite looks incredible. So
Argyle needs to be a Forerunner map. They just need to re-art that map. Make it a Forerunner map.
Purple map. Just give me a purple map.
People hate Argyle.
Just please one. Give me one.
Yeah.
No, I think after they made the changes, actually a lot of pros are actually enjoying Argyle now.
Oh, okay. All right. That's Halo. Why don't we move on?
Woo.
All right, let's see. What do we got here? Esports. They're gonna be in the Olympics. Who's pumped, dude? Who's gonna compete?
Go USA.
Yeah, dude. So here we go. Let me pull up the list of games here on stream for everyone.
Tell me you don't know anything about esports without telling me you don't know anything about esports.
So
I'm ready for the Olympics.
So we have they're gonna play archery, baseball, chess, cycling, dance, motorsport, sailing, tennis, and taekwondo. And if you take a look at the actual games that people are gonna be playing, I do not understand what the fuck the purpose of this is. These are some random. Besides Gran Turismo and chess, the games that are going to be played in the Olympics are like literally, so like multiple of them are mobile games. One of them's like a fucking Switch game that's just Wii Sports Baseball, and then like this tennis game in particular. I'll pull up some gameplay. This is like one of those free to play ass, pay to win games where you have to grind out your ass to get fucking to get different like rackets and balls and shit. And I literally I don't know. I don't get who made this decision, because like to me, I get shying away from like games with combat, you know, like yeah, maybe you're not going to have fucking CS:GO in the Olympics or something, but why wouldn't you have like Rocket League? Or even at that, why wouldn't you just have racing games and chess and not do these random ass mobile games? Like, why even have these? Who is this for? Like, some boomer isn't gonna watch fucking like people play mobile game tennis on his television, and I'm sure as fuck not. So like, what's the purpose?
It's a mystery, and like there's so many missed opportunities here to me. Like, just think if they would have partnered with like the NBA or the NFL and brought Madden or, you know, NBA 2K or whatever into the Olympics and did some kind of partnership to generate money and hype or something. Like it's free to play, pay to win, come to the Olympics, hang out with a bunch of perfect athletic specimens while you're just dusting your hands off from those bag of Doritos that you know, bought with the extra money from the leftover allowance you use from your parents to pay to the top of the leaderboards, and just I just don't understand what they're doing here. This is a mystery to me. This is a fucking joke. That's what this is.
I hope
is
that
it mostly mobile games?
There's multiple mobile games, BHB.
It is the most accessible gaming platform.
Sure,
I mean,
like,
it always surprises me how many mobile gamers there actually are.
But
like,
even
I mean, yeah, you don't think about it, but like I don't know, it is the most accessible platform to play video games, right?
All
like,
right, sure, but even at that, there's like
games,
there's like good competitive mobile games. Like this isn't.
I mean, I'm not saying no. Wait. I wasn't talking about the quality of these games.
No,
memeing.
he's saying mobile gaming is
memeing.
the best way to game. That's
Yeah, we should all be playing Tennis Clash. I'm actually becoming a Tennis Clash YouTuber. As you can see from the gameplay on stream, this is one of the best games I've ever seen. So
it's very competitive.
I hope next year they add golf with friends.
You missed. Arash, this is like us playing tennis.
I can't wait to watch someone play this on my fucking television, dude. I hope it's
I'm gonna get so fucking hyped for this.
I'm gonna be screaming to the USA. There's gonna be
we should co-stream the first tennis.
There's gonna be some actual child, hopefully, that wins. He's like 10 years old, 300 pounds.
Oh.
And he's an Olympic gold medalist.
No, it's gotta be like one of the 1,000-pound sisters.
It's gonna be Cartman.
You know what's going to be great?
It's got to be
the commentators for all these matches, just sitting there having to watch this all day and commentate what's going on in these matches. Like, that would suck so much.
I don't think
that's one thing I'm curious about. So since chess is going to be part of the Olympics, right? So, but it's going to be like an in-person event, right? Where like the people actually get together and play.
Yep.
That's like what happens in Singapore. So then are we just going to play like chess? Like
chess.com,
like LAN setting.
But
maybe,
but what if it's one of those?
Why don't you just pull out a chessboard and just play? It's the exact same thing.
What
if
you
it's
want
to worry
about
about like internet connections and stuff?
What if it's chess.com Battle Royale?
And oh shit!
That's how the leaderboard is. Huh? I'm just saying they could switch it up, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just thinking like just having to playing chess.com where you're saying like lanning chess. I'm just
they
like,
should have added
play chess.
to this.
Just play chess.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I just think they've been trying to get chess in the Olympics for years, and like some of those guys have to feel so disrespected by this. Like it's like, dude, let's just play chess. Like, just what are we doing?
Oh, here we go. I can't actually find the gameplay of this stupid fucking tic-tac-toe game. But
here's it just came out.
Here's the archery game that's going to be played in the Olympics. Oh, this is the same shit. It's one of those pay-to-win games. It's got all the crates and shit. Holy
yeah, and don't forget, guys. From what I understand, they're picking players based on their high scores in these games.
Yeah, this is this is
Look at this.
not...
This is good.
I can't.
Interesting.
I can't.
I didn't
can't
look
believe
into any of this.
Someone has to commentate
Seamless
over
now.
this. Are you kidding me?
it. Sauce said this has to be
Oh,
a
look-
money laundering scheme.
7.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, honestly.
Should we try for the Olympics, guys?
I mean, if there's a little, dude, if there's a qualifier, I might sign up, dude. Well, the problem is though, are you gonna fucking pay to win out the ass to get all the fucking meta weapons? Like I'm not, or all the
That's
meta
true.
Yeah, do
archery
you want to
bows.
do you want to be an esports athlete or not, dude?
That's not that
Man.
much, dude.
I don't want to pay for my gold.
I guess
go
the
for the
Russians left
gold.
that dog in him, dude.
Go for the gold, man.
I used to play a game
Leave it,
that I
on
think.
leave it on the E field.
Okay, so based on these 2 games that I've looked up, there's a game I used to actually grind that I think should be in the Olympics, and if they add it for the next Olympics, I'll pull it back up on my phone and start grinding it. And it's called Golf Clash, and it's basically the same shit where you have to buy fucking golf balls and golf clubs. But it's the same thing. It's like a mobile game where you just play 1v1 golf against someone all day. And yeah, if they add this to the Olympics, dude, you'll see me grinding. That's all I gotta say. All right, this video is terrible. He doesn't even play
Golf
the
with friends in the Olympics, please. Thank you.
No, this video is good.
game. I'm sorry for shitting on your video.
The
Aerolifty
gameplay is so
Gaming.
riveting.
Here we go. I think I found some gameplay. Oh yeah. This is it for sure, dude. Oh, I miss this game. I might start grinding again. I used to play this at work all day when I wasn't working. It's also one of those games where you have like you have energy, so I couldn't play the whole day. I'd run out of energy and I have to wait for my refills. Oh, dude, this brings back nostalgia.
They literally play
You're
game.
so nostalgic, Garage.
This is an Olympic game
much.
right here. I like if they would have.
How much did you pay into this?
I don't remember. Not that much. I wasn't top tier. I wouldn't have made it based on the leaderboards. That's all I gotta say. Like that shot that kid just hit, dude. That's some fucking sweat shit right there. All right. Next topic. Next topic.
It's just better.
So the studio that made Forspoken has shut down, and that's real sad for them. So Luminous Studios. Luminous Studios, the company, the company behind Forspoken, has shut down. The only other game that they made was Final Fantasy. Is that 15 XV? Right?
Which
15?
one is that? Is that the one with the teenagers driving around in the car?
Yep, with
I
Noctis
see,
and
okay.
them, which I put way too much time into, and it was a
People
terrible
like that
idea.
game though. So
Yeah, it like the combat was okay, but the open world was just too big, like with nothing in it. You just traveled for like 5 minutes to do something. Okay, fight this one monster. Now let's travel 10 minutes to do something else. Like this is a great concept. It wasn't like it, and the story was all over the place, and the game, like the second half of it was not good. Like I don't know what they were thinking with that game.
I feel like this news is it might be like an economy thing, but I think this is the downside of AAA games costing so much money, because I feel like in the past, like companies could exist and they just put out mid games repeatedly, but this studio put out one game that was probably above average, and then they put out a below average game and they're just instantly dead. Like they only made 2 video games ever and they got shut down. I don't know. Just games are so expensive.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Right. You gotta wonder though how many of these like extra studios that like what if it's like there's like a tax benefit and Square Enix like you know what I mean? Came out with more money of like opening the studio and closing it after 2 games.
I mean, sure.
You know what I mean?
I don't doubt that, but like, I mean, as like for the fucking like,
I'm just
people
saying
who just
There
got
could be
shit
some
on.
stupid business sense.
I
mean, yes.
I do want to say, from what I understand, they didn't like make 15. They helped make it,
Oh, okay.
and apparently some of the worst parts they were a part of. So you know,
Oh shit. Okay.
so you know, there might be a theme here, maybe not. But it's
All right.
just
Maybe they struck
something
out
to throw
twice,
out
and
there.
then Square Enix was like, "Yeah, this is over. we're done here." But all right. Well, I don't know if there's a ton to say about that, but All right.
I mean, I didn't think Forspoken was that bad. I mean, I played it a little bit on stream when we did it for GameStop, and like it seemed all right. Like the visuals were pretty cool. Like yeah, the story wasn't really that riveting, I guess is the way to put it. But
yeah, but that goes back to the like whole graphics don't matter. Like the game can look nice, but if it's not intriguing, nobody's gonna play a graphic demo.
I think also just like people really want this game to fail. Yeah. I think once they actually if you actually have some hands-on time with your actually like it actually isn't too bad. It's just like isn't anything that's like gonna make you go like, oh my god, I need to play Forspoken. Definitely not one of those games, but it's not like I didn't think it was like a bad game or anything like that. I think people gave it a little extra hard time.
Well, honestly, I was just gonna say if they shadow drop this like Microsoft did with Hi-Fi Rush, would it be in this situation now? Like I don't think it would be actually. I haven't played it, but it got put on the butcher block and slaughtered. So before it even came out,
I think the internet was hungry for another game to shit on, and they shit 100%. On this one pretty hard.
It definitely felt like a game that wasn't amazing that got panned as if it was like Cyberpunk 2.0.
Yeah.
Because it got shit on like it was terrible, but my understanding of the game is it's just kind of average. But
that's what I'd say about it too.
I guess that's the downside of heavily marketing your average video game. Although I don't think they heavily marketed it.
It was poorly optimized, right?
Yeah, it was bad on PC from what I understood.
What game isn't bad on PC these days, dude?
That's true.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Well, that game fucking came out 10 years ago. It better be
because Siege worked out so well at launch.
It came out 8 years ago.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Checkmate, liberal.
Checkmate, liberal.
This podcast is taking a turn.
Dude, it is. Okay, so I had a whole slew of stuff on here about the Microsoft Xbox or Microsoft Activision shit. But I think it like keeps changing daily. So I don't even know if it's that worth talking about because I can't even keep up with it. I originally they said they were going to bring Nintendo games to the Xbox platforms and Call of Duty other way around. Xbox games to the Nintendo platforms and Call of Duty to the Nintendo platforms if the deal goes through. Which is nice, I guess. Although, like, if I get a fucking Switch kit on my ranked team in MW2, I might blow a gasket. But then there was rumors that Microsoft might shut down Xbox altogether if the merger falls through. But then I think like Phil Spencer came out and said that was false. And then the guy that tweeted all that shit,
he crashed it.
He put his account into protected. So I think this literally was some journalist just saying shit and it like blew up. But that was my read on it.
I found that rumor hard to believe that they'd sell Xbox.
Yeah, Twitter journalists go a little hard in the paint sometimes. I feel like sometimes they just have an idea. Like I tweet opinions, right? Like I tweet that Halo is shitty, right? But no one fucking takes my tweet and like blows it up as if it's a news post, right? People realize that I just hate Halo and I'm shitting on Halo. But some of these like Twitter journalists will tweet things that just seem like opinions and they just get blown up as if they're real news. Like there didn't seem to, from what I could tell, there didn't really seem to be any actual basis behind this besides the one guy saying like, hey, if this falls through, maybe they would shut down Xbox. But then that got ran as if it was like a real news story. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Xbox doesn't seem like it's dying.
Yeah, that was weird.
But they did, Jez Corden, is that how you say his name? He did tweet out this article about Xbox versus PlayStation sales. And not that it's surprising, but Xbox has only sold 18.5 million versus the PS5's 30 million. So PlayStation has sold almost double of Xbox in this generation, which doesn't surprise me, but also is kind of like, wow, you know, Xbox kind of, ever since the 360 genre, Xbox has just been getting their ass beat by PlayStation.
Well, overall, PlayStation generally does a lot better. I mean, like, Xbox does pretty well within the US, but outside the US, Xbox gets absolutely dominated by PlayStation to the point where it's like almost not even competitive. So it might be something like that.
Oh, I mean it is for sure, but the Xbox 360 genre. Although if you go back, eventually the PS3 outsold it, but early on in that generation, the 360 was selling better like everywhere, or like across the board.
You saw a lot more,
but yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, you definitely saw a lot more people with 360s back then for sure.
Yeah, but then again, like Xbox's model these days seems like all of their exclusives are on PC and stuff, so they're seems like they're less like they still have hardware, but I feel like they're less. It's not like they have a huge seller that makes you buy a console. Like there's really no reason to buy an Xbox console these days.
Halo.
And if I remember,
you play that on PC,
right,
it's just as shitty.
No, it's good value though. Like
yeah,
we're gonna get a 4K 120 FPS computer. You know what I mean?
No, you're not. No, I'm not saying that.
It is a good value.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like they don't offer exclusives, but they offer a value.
Yep, and that's the thing, right? Because I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, when I last saw it, Xbox has a lot more users in the ecosystem than Sony does across all of their stuff, like by quite a bit. I think it's like 10 million players. So
if you're
the consoles are more on Sony's end, but the player base overall in the ecosystem's bigger with Xbox. If you value that kind of comparison.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, and it's nice.
I mean, it's going into Xbox's pocket.
It's nice that Xbox games come out day one on PC, whereas like it seems like Sony is getting more willing to put their exclusives on PC, but they come out like 2 years after the game came out. Because like God of War Ragnarok came out last year, but we just got the first one on PC last year, so it's like. I mean, cool. It's a good game. Like, I'm glad it came to PC.
Last of Us Part 1 coming out.
And I'm probably going to play it.
Market all of them.
Yeah, I'm playing Last of Us Part 1. I've never had a chance to play it. I'll definitely download it.
It's a very good game, but the story is really good, and it felt like you were playing through a movie, but I never cared for the gameplay. But I think some people actually like the gameplay. But
man, I also am a big fan of Mass Effect 1, and people did not like the gameplay in Mass Effect 1 at all.
And that's because it's bad, Kevin.
I think I can probably get over it.
Hey, I don't like the gameplay in Mass Effect 1.
You take that back right now.
Hey, I like Mass Effect 1's gameplay, but I think it's very janky.
Dude, you had that big ass fucking circle.
I can get over it though.
And you just shot the circle and hoped that your fucking stats were high enough that your bullets hit. That was
sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't think it's a skill issue. I think it's a fucking
skill issue. 100% skill issue.
That's definitely a skill.
I'm on Kevin's side now.
All right. Calm down.
I hit my shots. I'm just saying.
All right, moving on to the next topic. Luke's favorite topic, dude. Rumors about Counter-Strike, CSGO, or whatever. I can't talk. CSGO 2, baby. So, NVIDIA. In the NVIDIA drivers, there's an executable for CSGO 2 and CS2. So that the rumors are circling. Maybe they're finally porting CSGO to Source 2. And we get these roughly every 3 months. So it's like you got to get back on the wheel for the CSGO 2 rumors. And when
I saw this, that's what I thought. I figured this is something that like happens every couple months where there's rumors. And I guess that is the case.
So this immediately reminds me. Remember, like 2 years ago, there was this big NVIDIA leak that was like teasing like new BioShock in 2022.
Oh yeah,
shit like that. And like none of that became, or I mean, not a lot of, or a lot of that was not true. And I don't know. This just seems like that, or like I don't know. Also, why do people think it's Counter-Strike Global Offensive 2? Couldn't it just be a Source 2 port of Counter-Strike?
I think it is a Source 2 port.
Why would they even bother making a new Counter-Strike?
Yeah, they're just gonna just gonna port it to Source 2. That's the best we can hope for.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see a sequel.
No. But porting it to Source 2, like based on the Dota port to Source 2, is like almost a sequel. I mean, it'll feel the same, but it'll feel way the fuck better.
Sure. But it'll be the same game.
Yeah, but Counter-Strike in general is always the same game, so... You know what I mean? Like CS 1.6 to CS Source was just putting CS... Yeah, but I mean, it's still like very similar. Like, if we're being realistic, as not like as an outsider from the Counter-Strike ecosystem, CS 1.6 to CS Source is going from the gold Source engine to the Source engine, right? Like besides that, it's not like they did massive overhauls to the game. Same with CS:GO. It was just a fucking, well, that one's still on the Source engine, but it was just an update. Like they changed some things here and there, but they're not like massive. It's not like you get the fucking new Halo game and they've thrown out half the mechanics from the previous game. But see, Counter-Strike is the GOAT.
Go did not have a good launch though.
No, it's because it was dog shit. But they improved it, and now it's fucking. It recently hit its peak player base again. So CS is fucking everlasting, dude. They can literally like not update the game for like 2 years, and the game still's hitting peak player bases. Like, fucking dude.
Exactly.
Valve. I mean, Valve didn't even really like make the start of CS:GO, but and they didn't even make Counter-Strike originally, but they understand that just by letting a game with amazing gameplay continue to exist, people will still play it. Because the gameplay of Counter-Strike is just so goddamn good that people will play thousands upon thousands of hours. Like, you don't have to rewrite the fucking book just because you want to. Like, if you have something that works, you just add some minor, some modern elements to it. You know, you add skins, you add fucking loot boxes, but at the end of the day, Counter-Strike's still Counter-Strike, right?
Yeah, it's like, why make a sequel when you literally can't do any better than what you're doing right now, you know? So I would say just kind of keep what you got going that's doing well, and only put out a new game when you absolutely need to. Man, it's been 10 years since CS:GO launched, but you know, it receives updates, it's free to play, and people are playing the shit out of it. So like I would just, you know, add stuff to it rather than try to make a new game.
The only thing
there's so many new variables with that.
The only thing I wish they would do with CS:GO is update the dog shit ranking system. It's so bad. Like, I don't know what has gone wrong with it, but it's not a fucking skill issue. Like, dude, BK was looking it up the other day.
When was the last time you hit global?
I never hit global. Okay. I hit Supreme, and then I fucking I wasn't good enough, dude. Nah, I should have got it when I was Supreme, but I like just stopped playing. But yeah, okay. CS:GO is good. Hopefully CS:GO gets ported to Source 2, or they just overhaul the ranking system, so it's better. All right, what else do we got on this list of topics, dude? Oh, there's new Elden Ring DLC. There's new Elden Ring DLC announced. Did you guys see that?
Let's go! Finally,
I'm excited. I'm so pumped. I can't wait to see you not play it.
Yeah, no, I have no intentions to play this shit, dude. After my dislike of the original Elden Ring, I will not be touching the DLC.
I would wager a little bit of money, like that Arash actually buys the DLC and plays it for stream because he's bored at night. So like, I would wager a little bit.
You know, you're
money.
probably not wrong, but I'll give you that. No, good. I mean, it was a good game, and you know, DLC will probably be good because they make good games. So. Yeah.
But you didn't enjoy it.
No, I don't.
So you don't like good games?
No, I do. I just don't like the Souls-like genre, I don't think.
You don't like good games. Okay.
Skill issue.
But, you don't got that dog in him.
Yeah, I don't have that dog in me. Okay, so did you guys watch the Sony State of Play thing?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Actually, no. I watched a little of that. Yeah.
What happened there?
I dragged the outline
so
onto the stream.
disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, let me put it this way: Street Fighter 6 looks freaking amazing. The Resident Evil 4 remake looks like the greatest remake in video game history. I hope it actually is. Suicide Squad looks like trash, and they're completely ruining their fucking dev team's name with that abomination of a game. And it looks like it plays good, but it just doesn't look fun. If that makes sense. Like, every character plays the same in Suicide Squad. Harley Quinn plays like the big shark guy. I don't even know his name. Deadshot plays like Harley Quinn. Like, everyone plays the same. They fly around like Spider-Man, shoot people, and that's it. It's like,
I didn't really see him shooting. I didn't really see him shooting people. They just kept shooting like big purple blobs.
Yeah,
the whole trailer.
Blobs. Yeah,
it was like purple blob after purple blob. Like, they literally, that's all they shot.
Yeah, throw on a helicopter, throw on a person, throw it on a tank. That's Suicide Squad. At least that's how I feel about it.
So besides Suicide Squad, which is pretty panned by everyone, what else did Sony reveal in this? You said a new Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean they showed the last 3 characters for Street Fighter 6, which were Cammy. I can't remember the other 2, but that game looks really good. I think the Street Fighter community is going to have a amazing game on their hands with that one. It might even be the best Street Fighter ever with the way it's looking so far. So I'll probably check it out. I just wish it wasn't releasing right by Diablo 4.
Rocksteady made all the Arkham games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they went from the fucking Arkham games to Suicide Squad.
Yep, and it takes place in the Arkham universe or the same city or whatever. So,
all right,
ruin the story while they're at it.
To just shit all over the legacy of the game in one go.
Yep.
All right, that's great.
But what is the? I don't even know what the Suicide Squad game is. Like after watching the trailer, like I'm still.
It's like a looter.
Like all I saw were shooting purple blobs. Like what do you do?
It's a looter shooter, and you're killing the Justice League.
Yeah,
that pretty much sums it up.
How rebel? So edgy.
Oh man.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna have the same exact outcome as Marvel Avengers or whatever that game was called?
No, I think it's going to do better than that, just because I believe they'll make a game that plays really good. Like that's just good, like mechanic wise, but it feels like it should have came out when they started making the game, which was 8 years ago or however long ago it was.
They haven't made a game in a long ass time.
Been a bit.
Yeah. But no, I mean hopefully it's good. I guess we'll see. Okay. Anything else from the State of Play? I didn't watch it, so I'm a bad podcast host.
No. Those 3 games were it. Everything else was just kind of pointless Sony VR stuff that no one can afford because it costs way too much.
Dude, VR's never done it for me. All right. This next topic will be very fast, but so there's a version of Angry Birds on mobile, which is like Angry Birds Classic, which has no microtransactions or anything, and it was free. But Rovio is deleting it off the App Store, so people are kind of sad about that. I don't know.
Stupid. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if you guys saw that. But
yeah.
All right. Unfortunately,
I recently played that actually.
Did you? Fun.
And it's kind of sad.
If you have it on your phone, will you be able to keep it?
I'm not sure actually.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Next topic I have. So the basic topic is the struggles of esports, but specifically on here I have BTS shutting down. I don't know if you guys saw that. So that's like it was a tournament.
They go into
Dude, that's
military,
my favorite
right?
band.
They're going to the military or some shit, right? Is that why they're shutting down?
I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
BTS.
yeah.
Jesus fuck.
I saw that.
Na butter. Na.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke's excited now.
That's the only BTS I know.
Wait, are you saying this is not about K-pop?
It's not about K-pop. So Beyond the Summit,
No,
which is like the
there's
big
no
tournament
K-pop
org,
stands
but
here.
behind I believe like the Melee tournaments, right, is shutting down unless I'm wrong. But I remember they did some like CS:GO stuff, so I don't know. Esports in general have been down bad lately. Probably will continue to be down bad as the economy is rough. Feel like esports for the past like 5 years has run on the hopes and dreams of venture capital money, and as the venture capital is drying up, everyone's realizing they probably should have came up with a sustainable model, and no one did. So a bunch of shit's gonna shut down.
Well, I know Maurice Critical, he was talking about Maurice Esports, and he pretty much said he's running that at like a loss of a little over $1 million a year, I think. Or 1.3 million. Which it's fine because him and Ludwig's partnered with him now. They got plenty of money to burn, but it's crazy that they have they care enough about their communities and about esports to just burn that money to keep some kind of a scene going and keep their esports organizations going. So got to give them props to that. But that's crazy, the amount of money that they're just losing.
Can I be off topic?
Sure.
Real quick. So like you guys know Ludwig, right? And that's what I mentioned. Like he bought like a vintage car that he wanted.
Someone
and it
stole
was
it.
stolen, right?
Yeah.
Someone stole it, right? And then they found it, like some Redditors or like like a Smash Pro player found it, and they confronted the guy that was sitting in it. And there's like a video of them like within 24 hours finding the stolen car. And I don't know, just like I don't know. They open the door. There's a random guy in there. The guy in there doesn't know what's going on either. Like I don't know. It's like the weirdest interaction. And then,
didn't that literally happen to Myth recently as well?
Yep.
Myth got his car stolen too. Yeah.
He got his car stolen. And he went and stole it back. So, dude,
that's some alpha plays right there.
Streamers getting their shit stolen, dude. But all right, let's see what else we got on this list. I think that pretty much does it for topics. So if we wanna keep going for a little bit, we could talk about Hidden Xperia's, not his video specifically, but the topic of his video. So basically, the gist of his video was that map packs, the system where we used to get DLC map packs is better than the current system where games kind of add maps in for free, but it's all battle passes and shit like that. So I'll just let whoever wants to take that first kind of take a swing at it, a little baseball bat.
Yeah, I added that to the list because it was more relevant last week when we were going to do the podcast.
Yeah,
but,
it was.
Yeah, we
but
can still talk about it now.
Yeah.
You know, there's people going back and forth, and like some people are a fan of map packs. That's the model they prefer, where you pay 800 Microsoft points back in the day, get a map pack, couple maps. And then other people are in favor of like free content updates. And it seemed pretty split what people prefer. I, for one, I prefer map packs because, you know,
now maybe just the reallocation of resources now going towards, you know, creating cosmetics for people to buy into rather than focusing more on creating maps and content to play on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I mean, games have gotten a lot bigger and a lot more complicated. I think, though, a big issue is that like devs haven't really been able to speak out. Like, it feels like the constant excuse is just that games are just bigger and more complicated. But like, you know, we look at games like say like, I know it might not be the most favorite out of everyone's, but like Halo Reach is probably one of the most content complete Halo games to ever be created. And then ever since then, Halo's been struggling to keep up to that standard. Where, and the same thing with like Call of Duty as well. You know, just less maps, smaller campaigns and stuff like that. But or sometimes no campaigns at all. And
yeah,
I'm wondering if like what's like trying to like have like multi-platform, and then I don't know. It seems like devs aren't kind of like have their hands tied where like they can't really speak out why games are more complicated than they are now than they were then. But
I mean, it doesn't make sense that it would be harder to do map packs now. I just think it's more they make more money with the newer model. And like you said, with this newer model, with these free content updates, a lot of it is weapon skins, character skins, new cosmetic items. And because they're making money from that stuff, from the cosmetic, and maps and modes are usually the free updates, it means that it would make sense for them to put more effort into the items they're making money off of, which is cosmetics, instead of the maps, which are just free. And I would prefer them put more effort into the maps. And I feel like it would make sense for them to do that when they had to sell a map pack.
Right. Yeah.
So
that, I mean, like, well, I think of it kind of like almost like how like bands release new music and albums, even though they don't really make much money off it because they make more money off like merch and touring and stuff like that. Same kind of idea with like even movies like Star Wars, even for example, like, yeah, they make, you know, millions of dollars at the box office, but where they really make money is in merchandise and all the sales around it, you know? So
yeah,
it's one of those things where you have to make a good product to get people to buy into like the tiny little things like a new weapon skin or something like that.
Like financially, it probably does make sense for them to do it this way. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying, I'm just discussing what I prefer, the model that I like more, you know?
So yeah, but I also ran into the issue, like, for example, when I played like Black Ops 1 and they did map packs back then, I think I remember there was like, usually there's 4 map packs. I think I bought like 1 and 2 and I didn't buy 3 and 4 because I didn't really like the content in them.
Okay.
And so then, but I wanted to play on those maps that I paid for. But when I tried playing like matchmaking, I would almost never be able to find like a ground war lobby in a Black Ops 1 back in like 2010, like peak COD times, you know? It's not like I'm playing like, I'm not playing Epic Gamer Hours at 3:00 in the morning. I'm playing like, you know, your usual times, like on the weekends and stuff, because like it's trying to match me against other people who also have like that specific map setup, which is like either most people either bought all the map packs or didn't buy them at all, you know? And that's a big issue where it comes to player base and stuff like that. Like I remember like Halo 4 ran into this issue as well, where like they actually tried forcing people to buy into, or they had like a map pack only playlist, or you had to play like it was like a Team Slayer, but you had to have the map packs, and that was like the least played mode in the game.
Well,
like,
Halo 3
even though the community thought it was a good idea.
Halo 3 had like multiple ranked playlists where you had to have certain map packs to even be able to play.
Yeah. And a lot of games did have map pack specific playlists, which again, that's something else I really enjoyed. You know, you could buy a map pack and you could just play those new maps on rotation in a map pack playlist. Now, one of the things people say against the map packs are like it would lock you out of playlists. That's not good. That's an issue. I don't agree with that. But you can still have the map pack system, the map pack model, without locking people out of playlists. I mean,
yeah,
I don't agree with that. Like, that's a good idea. Like,
so
restricting
that's like
access to a playlist that you used to be able to play.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably something that could have been solved. Same with like the issue where COD used to have, where if you like had certain map packs and you tried to play like a COD game, you just get like weird things where you couldn't find matches unless you uninstalled the map packs. Like that's definitely, that was definitely an issue. But in terms of your original point, I think it's like a little of A, a little of B. Like you're saying, if the only way to make money off of your map pack is to sell the map pack, right? Or if the only way to make money off your game post-launch is to sell a map pack,
right?
Well, then the fucking maps better be good, otherwise people aren't going to buy them. So obviously that makes sense, whereas now you just ship out a new battle pass and like you throw some maps in there, but like we just talked about with the new MW update, the maps suck. Like, so, but people are still buying it because we you know, the battle pass is good or whatever. Like some of the new content is good. So the maps can be ass because they don't need to be good. Like as long as some parts of the update are good, you know, it'll keep people, it'll get people to spend money, and that's all they care about. Plus, like, let's be honest, you can also shit out 1 billion cosmetics faster than you will ever put out skins. But we also have to be honest too, the map pack model was like pretty flawed. I feel like it worked in big games, like it worked in Call of Duty where you had the player base, but there was so many games that, like, because every multiplayer game back in the day used to do map packs, and there were so many games where you'd buy map packs that were just unplayable. Like you would never be able to play them. It really only worked in games that had massive player bases, and that's why, like, we saw a lot of games go away from the map pack model well before COD did, because they were like the last like remaining like franchise that could still do it because they had a big enough player base. Whereas a lot of games, to get people to play the new maps, they have to be free. Otherwise, not enough people are in the playlist, and then people who buy it are upset. And so it was almost like inevitable, in my opinion, that most companies would go with free map packs. The problem, so I think that was inevitable. I think the problem is the whole model of how you make money off video games has completely shifted from like good content to just selling people skins. Like as long as the content is decent enough to keep people around, you just milk them with skins, and that's really all that matters. And so like even, I mean, if we're being honest, there used to be amazing DLC maps, right? But there used to be amazing base maps. Both of those suck nowadays. DLC and base maps for video games suck. So the maps in general, just in multiplayer games, just suck these days. So I don't know. I don't think there's any world that we go back to map. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I think also just seeing like what Fortnite pulled off was just kind of revolutionized like what monetization in gaming was to be, you know? Because like I think it was like the first game I noticed that did like free to play the right way, and the first game that really did like a good battle pass.
No, yeah, I get why the new system exists. I totally get that, but again, personally, I like the map packs more. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I was playing the older COD games recently. I was playing a lot of the old Zombies maps that came with map packs, and I was loving them all over again, like even today. So it's not just like a nostalgia thing. I thought these maps were better than they really were. I was enjoying them all over again.
Some of the old DLC maps for COD were fucking amazing, and some of them honestly are like underappreciated because they were DLC maps. Like if you go back through all of the old COD DLC maps, there are some maps that would probably be like iconic household maps, but they were just a DLC map, so like less people remember it, because not only did not everyone buy it, they also came out post-launch, so obviously everyone's there day one. But there were some really, really good DLC COD maps. And obviously, you know, we're Halo kids. Like, the Halo 3 DLC maps are fucking without Foundry. That game's a totally different game, right? So, like...
True.
Foundry and Sandbox. I mean, you think of Foundry...
Everyone loves Orbital.
You think you think of Foundry and Sandbox and how much that improved the Forge mode in Halo 3. If Halo 3 was like a live service... free content update type of game, would Foundry and Sandbox have even existed? Probably not. They probably would have just shit out whatever for maps and focused on cosmetics and sold them.
Yeah.
It's just like people act like there's no reason, like it makes no sense to prefer the map pack model, but there's plenty of reasons why you would prefer that, like we just talked about. And again, I understand why you would prefer the free content as well. It makes sense both ways.
Also, don't forget they had other ways of selling map packs too, like when you pre-ordered Halo Wars and you got the Mythic map pack for Halo 3 free to play early, and I thought that was also pretty cool. Like that was a good way to market the map packs kind of early without, you know, forcing a player to just invest in the map pack. Like, oh, I want to play Halo Wars, it's a new kind of Halo game, and that could have always been a really good model to follow. Like if they made multiple Halo games, like a Halo fighting game, a Halo racing game, it's like, hey, if you buy this, you get maps in Infinite, you know? I always thought that could have been a cool model to get people to get maps. That doesn't guarantee they're going to be good, obviously, but I like that. I thought that was a neat way to market them back then.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think just the models of multiplayer games have just changed too much, and companies realize they could just make more money doing other things, and it's never going to go back.
There's so much more money in them now. They're way riskier. It's like, am I going to risk my game working at launch with a map pack system? Like, I mean, I do think map packs made the maps more higher quality, but I just feel like anymore they're just shooting blindly. Like, okay, I hope this game functions right when we release it. Like, all the internal tests say it's good, but it's going to go out. It's probably going to be bad.
Yeah, I don't really blame like the. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I feel like if we're being honest, and maybe this shift will never happen. Maybe AAA games will just continue to be pieces of shit. But and fuck it, maybe they will, because the big ones still make a lot of money. But I feel like at some point companies need to realize they need to scale games back. I think games have gotten too expansive, and they're too big, and they cost too much money, and they try and put too much shit into their video game. I feel like people need to make more focused games again that are actually complete and work.
Yeah, a polished, simple game can do well for years. Counter-Strike, but I was gonna say, like, I don't really blame the developers for like this new type of model. I don't really blame them when it comes to microtransactions. If anything, it's, you know, the people buying the microtransactions, the consumers. Sure. Like, if you didn't buy into this model, it wouldn't exist.
You actually reminded me. Sorry, Beach. Go ahead, finish.
I was done. You're good.
I was just going to say, you actually reminded me when you said that about scaling games back. Yoshi P, the one leading Final Fantasy 16, who's also the one that does all the stuff for Final Fantasy 14, he specifically said they didn't want to make an open world Final Fantasy game because he wanted to scale everything back, make it kind of semi-open world, because the quality and just the player investment that you can make, you know, more worth the time for anyone who plays the game, like a greater experience overall. Because he's like, if we made this game open world, we would need like another 10 years for it to even be worth doing. And they just feel like too many games go open world. Like they need to scale back, focus on making more linear, kind of semi open world levels that are more unique from one another, that give like real cool gameplay experiences. And yeah, I thought that was interesting coming from him.
Yeah, some games want to do open world, which is going to take a lot more time, but it's like, does it really even benefit from all that doing open world? Like, Halo Infinite did open world, but there was a lot of things lost because they did that.
I will take a good focused linear like 8 to 12 hour campaign or game any day of the week over like a bloated piece of shit open world game that's like clearly half finished.
Far Cry Primal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Like Halo Infinite was just open world.
The problem is, and BK saying it in chat, like nothing's gonna change because people buy all the games. Like if COD can still fucking make $1 billion despite the fact the game like didn't even work at launch, like nothing's changing. So you either fucking just strap up or for the long haul and just accept that games suck, or you quit. I guess I don't know. Like the one thing I hate though,
it is what it
is that like if you try and vocalize that gaming today sucks, everyone's like, indie games are great. And it's like, I mean, they are, don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of cool indie games, but they don't offer the same fucking like, it's not the same thing. Like when I used to launch up fucking MW2 or like Black Ops 1, like that type of experience you're not getting that from an indie game. Like there's just they don't have the budget
people
or the
always
resources.
tell me.
Well, indie games are only good for people who really like single-player games and not really multiplayer games, for the most part. There's a couple good indie multiplayer, but it's mainly for single-player players.
Yeah, people would tell me that, all the time when I was bitching about the state of game, and they would tell me, but indie games, bro, indie games. Like, are we saying that indie games are good for an indie game, or is it like Halo good, or as good as like the old CODs and stuff? Like,
well, and the thing that I hate,
you mentioned, it's not the same thing as like a good AAA game.
Like Jared is saying, indie games are fantastic if you like single player games, but like most of what I like to play is multiplayer shooters, right? Indie multiplayer shooters, if we're being honest, most of the time are fucking ass, or they're dead within a month. So like, I can't get a good indie like. Splitgate was cool, right? But it also didn't. They also moved on to the next game, right? And that was like one of the better success stories. Most of those games don't even make it past like a month. Like Leap, I played that the other night. That shit'll be dead next week. Like there's so many indie shooters that come out. They're jank, they're unfinished, and they just never get finished. But. Yeah,
Splitgate also actually kind of had like a decent start and then kind of died off pretty quick because it's just like, it's just like it came out during the summer, so it's kind of like one of those summer fix kind of games. You're like, yeah, I'll play because I've been tired of playing like my mainline shooter game or whatever. And then since like Warzone got infested with cheaters, Splitgate was able to kind of capitalize on that. And people were like, hey, this game's actually really fun, especially once it made the console, made some key changes to the game and stuff like that. But it's like. Yeah, so especially when it comes to online games, like we're kind of get pigeonholed into doing like these big budget, large scale games because they're fun and that's what everyone else is playing, and you need a player base to have it be playable.
Yeah, it's like a catch-22 or whatever the saying is. Like, I don't know. I think we're just fucked. I don't think games will. I feel like we had a glory era of games, and I don't think games will ever get back to that point. But maybe I'm just fucking old. Maybe some kid thinks like Fortnite is the glory era.
No, you're not old. It is just that bad. No, things are just that bad. You're not old. No. It's not nostalgia. It's just bad. Okay, I won't be told otherwise.
I mean, also probably the reason why we see so much more free to play battle pass kind of stuff as well is probably just because like. There's been so much consolidation. I would say also I don't know about consolidation, but just like there's just so many really good or like high end, big budget games that are meant to grab your attention immediately, right? Battlefield, Titanfall at the time, but like there's just more and more big budget games that are all gonna supposedly be the big cool thing. So just to be somewhat competitive against these other games, you kind of need to go free to play with, microtransactions and a battle pass, even though it's getting a little redundant at this point. But I mean, it's like their only way to try to get some eyes on or get people just to play.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps up that topic. If anyone in chat has a topic or a question, throw it in chat right now. I want to say thank you to Delta and Zion for dropping some super chats over on YouTube. You guys are legends. Thank everyone for watching the podcast. BK would like us to name a good indie shooter. Like, I mean, there's ones that I like, BK, but they're all dying. That's the problem. Like, I think Shatterline's pretty decent, but it's under 1K. The Gundam game was like decent, but it's under 1K. Splitgate was decent.
Single player count?
Single player is a different ballgame. I think he's talking about multiplayer. There's a lot of good indie shooters that are single player. But
I don't know if Splitgate counts as indie anymore because they got bought out by some big publisher.
No,
technically they're no longer indie.
Yeah, their next game probably isn't considered an indie game. What are your favorite Halo maps? Which one is the greatest? My favorite Halo map is Guardian. What is your guys' favorite Halo map?
Burial map.
Favorite Guardian map?
Burial map?
Or favorite
Guardian map? Guardian.
FFA snipers on that on land. Was
Guardian, they've had some remakes.
That's actually true,
Guardian,
BK.
probably.
Gundam's not an indie game. I shouldn't have said that. It's literally published and developed by Bandai Namco. My bad. I considered it an indie game because of its player base. That shit's not an indie game. I apologize. That's my bad. That's an oopsie on my part, dude.
Yeah, you got like a very like dedicated community of like what you build them or something like that, right? The Gundams,
I don't
like
know
the figurines,
Gundams, but
right.
I have one behind me.
Oh shit! But yeah, no, that's a AAA game that just isn't doing well. So, do you guys think Halo Infinite will be finished this year? Everything working, theater, for example? No, I think theater will be perpetually broken and never fixed. And I think the game's gonna have desync forever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think desync now is more just lag compensation, which we've been seeing in shooter games since like the 2010s, really.
Yeah, but it's like so much.
I mean, I never really experienced like true desync.
Man, what I experienced in Infinite, I experienced in no other game. My clips are already pretty legendary, I think, at this point.
I can imagine with your internet, because you have some, questionable service out there.
He's playing on the fucking satellite, dude.
I do my best.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Infinite's netcode is worse than any game I've ever played. Like, there's no other shooter that I like. When I play COD, Kevin, I don't fucking teleport. Like, it just works. When I play Valorant, I'm not.
Leap was flawless the other night.
All right, well, Leap's a piece of shit. Okay, we're not talking about that.
Infinite's desync was exceptionally bad.
Wait, Black Ops 4 had a theater mode, BK? I didn't even know that. Shit, and I'm a Black Ops 4
mode.
Fucking lover,
dude.
You
said it's your favorite game.
Oh,
I guess you're not a real Black Ops 4
failing
fan.
as a
like Black Ops 1, I think it was the first game to introduce theater into the game.
Oh, they removed it? Oh, wow.
If we're being honest, like, theater doesn't make them any money, so unfortunately.
No, it doesn't. But man, I'd kill for theater mode like in games today. Like when I play Halo 3, I still love that you can just go back and rewatch something. Like it's just so cool.
I love it.
You can do it in Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, you
Shut
can?
up about Siege.
Yeah, they added it for every match. Like your last 20 or 30 matches are stored in a theater file, and you can watch all the angles and everything.
I like that.
Is there a good input delay like we have with Halo? Because that'd be feeling real natural to me.
Yeah, there's. So
perfect.
Did you guys see that Valorant finally announced their in-game tournament mode, dude? I'm about to be a Valorant kid again.
Yeah. And they're going to have a new rank, right? Like a team ranking system or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's like the League of Legends thing? Like,
yes.
You team, like,
yes.
Flex Queue? Ooh, we're playing that, right?
It's more like Clash than Flex Queue, but yeah.
Clash,
I think
you do like tournaments and stuff. Yeah, you have like a rank for your team. I think it might be like a combo.
I'll play that.
Of like, you know how Clash is like time gated or whatever, like you have to play at certain times. You remember when there used to just be ranked 5 ladder? I think it's like a combo of that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess rank 5 ladder turned into flex queue, right?
Yeah,
like
it did. That's true. But like back in the day, you used to have like a team, and you fucking like. Yeah. I remember that was the first time I hit gold. Was like we made a team, and like my friends carried me, but we played the 5 stack, and like it was always a struggle to get 5 people who wanted to play, because someone would always get fucked and have to play support. No one wanted to. We used to have this kid that. Me up. We used to have this kid that played with us on his fucking touchpad, and we'd make him play support. And he was so bad. But we needed a support, and we knew him in real life.
Perfect.
All right. Well, I think
I'll play that.
All right. Well, I'll re-download it.
I'll install Valor for that.
All right. Looks like we got Luke back on the grind, dude. He's ready to buy his anime skins.
Yeah, Valorant is just, you know.
Okay, all right. I have a question for you,
E-boy Siege.
I want your opinion on this. So I was talking with I think BK the other night, and so we were talking about the CS rumors, right? And he was saying that if the Source 2 rumors are true and like that actually comes out, it'll kill Valorant. And I think that's wrong. I think the people that play Valorant are totally different breed.
No, they are. Dude, the fucking CS goes for Europeans, dude. Fucking Valorant is for e-boys in America. Yeah, like I don't know, dude.
You don't see e-daters on fucking
if you play
CS:GO.
Dude, if someone at if you're in fucking Europe and someone at your school plays Valorant, he's probably the one that gets bullied. Like, you know what I mean? But it Counter-Strike kids, dude. I'm just saying.
I can't see that killing Valorant at all.
No, nothing's gonna change.
All right, BK's defending himself. He said that's what I said after. All right.
Call that.
Nifty wants to know what you've been up to. I guess we'll wrap up the podcast. So, Jared, what are you up to these days?
Still reviewing games. I start playing what the hell is it called?
Wulong Dynasty.
Fallen Dynasty.
Oh yeah, it releases tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow.
I guess right now, right?
I was supposed to have an early review code. It didn't work. I couldn't get a new one, so now I just have to play when it launches, which sucks. But it is what it is.
Jared, the game reviewer, got absolutely cucked. All right, Kevin, what's up these days? How's the Halo grind?
Halo is, it's a grind. It's a thing, but right now, it's kind of playing a lot of Halo, getting a little Hogwarts Legacy, trying to get in when I can. I'm only like 10-ish hours into the game, so I got a lot to go through still.
I played it too.
Yeah, I've been seeing people posting that they've got like 80 hours into it. I'm like, holy crap, 80 hours, dude! Like that's such a time sink. That's like a dedication to just to finish a game nowadays, But I've been having fun playing that. I held off on buying Lightfall just because I'm like, well, I want to finish Hogwarts. I want to finish High on Life. Season 3 of Halo Infinite is coming out next week. Yada, 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 yada. I'm just like, I'm coming up with excuses basically at this point. I'm just feeling like a sad boy who only plays Halo now.
Feel bad for you. I'm sorry that you feel that. Yeah, it's becoming you, dude. You got to break out.
At least you won't be alone come season 3. We'll all be on it. Well,
yeah, true.
Maybe not all of us.
Will we? Will we though?
I mean, I'll be on it.
I'll play it. I think it'll be the same as like season 2. Like it'll be fun for a few nights, and then I'll just get bored again. I will be honest.
Because it really isn't much changing.
No, it's just some new maps. But I've been a much happier person the less I play Halo. Like, I don't know. Although then I play video games like Leap, so am I really a happier person? I don't know. I saw Azolai, is that his name? He used to make Halo 5 like stats videos.
Oh man.
I saw he tweeted
this guy.
I saw he tweeted a fucking screenshot of the Steam charts of Destiny 2 right after Lightfall dropped, and then he screenshotted Halo Infinite's like content or their player base today. And then he just said, like, the season 3 did nothing. I was very confused. Not that I think season 3 is going to revive the game, but, like, he didn't even wait till it was out to get the screenshot.
No, it's out.
Dude,
Dang it.
th-
He
No,
said
he's-
it.
he's a
he-
prophet.
He has been
Modern day
saying.
prophet.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, that thread's crazy.
Yeah, he's been basically telling people that like all these content creators have been playing the game. You know, who knows if he's right? We'll never know the truth, dude. Or will we?
playing what game?
Halo Infinite Season
Season
3.
three? Which content creators?
We
Like, you've been
can't
playing it?
we can't name them, Mr. Luke. Okay, they're secret. If we name them, then they'll get their 343 pass denied next time, dude. We can't do that to them.
Yeah.
Anyways,
This is my only way to get
Kevin.
content, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, he might not be as wrong as people are shitting on him for. But anyways, I think that's gonna do. Oh wait. Mr. Pop Q, what are you up to? We forgot. Nifty asked.
Oh yeah, he asked about the streams. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know where the streams are at. I'm just still working on some YouTube. Here's the thing: I have a list of YouTube videos I want to make, and so I just want to spend time on that. And streaming would take away from that. So it's like, you know, plus there's not really anything to play that I enjoy. So, I mean I just haven't been streaming, but
You don't enjoy our 2 a.m. COD rank sessions?
No, I told you I play that when I want to be miserable. And you know, sometimes I do want to be miserable, but
I respect that.
because I'm used to that. But I do think something new that I'm going to be doing. I think I should have a video out tomorrow or the following day. I'm going to be doing my first anime reaction video. So we're going to do that. We're going to be reacting to the new Attack on Titan episode that comes out tomorrow. Absolutely goated anime, best of all time. And yeah,
Part 3 starts tomorrow.
It's a
Part 3.1.
long...
Sorry, part 3.1 starts tomorrow.
It's an hour-long episode.
Okay. No. Don't they split? Aren't they splitting part 3 into 2 parts?
Two parts, but the first part tomorrow is an hour long.
The first episode of part 3.1 comes out tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, but then I heard Crunchyroll is going to split that hour episode into 3 episodes, so it's really weird.
Yeah, that's a good reminder though. I want to watch that.
Uh-huh.
All right. Luke, what are you up to these days?
You know, I don't know. The same stuff.
I don't know.
Making Halo videos and also making other videos and playing Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah.
Have you guys been running like a second channel and it's been doing pretty well recently?
Yeah, we have the Rocket Elijah channel, which is the Animal Crossing channel. That's been doing well. And we started Rocket One for random other things.
Okay.
So yeah.
There's a pretty good Blockbuster video on there.
Yeah, we made a Blockbuster video, we made a Toys R Us video, we made a Sonic video, and a Smell-O-Vision video. So, yeah.
Smell-O-Vision video?
Yeah, it's like some Nickelodeon promotion, but it was like a scratch card, and you can sniff it. And
I remember
you're supposed to sniff it at the same time as like some, I don't know, stuff on screen. I don't know, it's weird. And there was like a movie between the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberries or some shit that premiered it.
Oh, Wild Thornberries, man. That's some nostalgia
episodes
jams right there.
Yeah.
Sure. What are your guys' opinions on the Cronus that everyone uses in COD?
What's a Cronus?
Cronus Zen. It's cheating. It is cheating.
Oh, the sim? Yeah, that's cheating. Dude, holy shit. Dude, I can't talk about that.
There's
so
the
Rainbow
Sim
Six
and then
Siege.
there's the Cronus.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege is a big sim issue, right? Like, where people like just on console, right? They're just mouse and keyboard, and like the higher you go, the more mouse and keyboard cheaters you.
Aren't they not even banning?
And so
them?
Ubisoft announced, Ubisoft announced like an anti-cheat, and they're not gonna ban them. They're just gonna give them input lag. But like, I don't know, just ban them, and they didn't call them cheaters either. They said like the biggest 3 problems we have are like regular updates or some shit. No, toxicity, cheating, and sim players. They like didn't even fucking call them cheaters.
But console on controller, do you have aim assist on?
I was gonna ask. Then how do they? Then
How's
how
it
does
cheating?
how's
you're
the
using
Zoom?
M
I mean,
and
how's the
K
Vim?
It's Sim.
on. You're
Yeah, because
using
using
M and K.
M&K against controller players,
I guess that's true.
and you can just
Oh.
like fling,
Okay.
like you can't. Like it's you know what I
yeah,
mean.
there's shit you can't do on controller.
That game doesn't have mouse and keyboard support.
No.
Okay.
It's strictly separated.
Yeah.
Well then, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
No,
bullshit.
that makes a lot of sense now. When
And,
I was
yeah, a
playing
lot of
a couple weeks back.
that's why
whatever
like
it was.
that's another reason it's just gaming is like dead to me now. It's just there's just so many cheaters, man.
They
Dude,
should start doing the
not even just Zims.
like in Korea.
Not even just Zims, which are like the Cronus stuff, which is like hard to detect. COD ranked at the moment is just fucking like if you watch a big streamer like one of the pros or something, they literally play cheaters the whole night long. They're just wall hacking.
Yeah,
Like-
I've seen it.
It's actually insane, and I don't know. Just no one cares
Yeah,
anymore.
all
Dude.
kinds of. I don't know how people do it. Like it just. I don't know how you just game and just have a good time when the cheaters are just running rampant. Wall hacks, aimbots, Zims, Cronuses, like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, BK. What did they say about cheaters? But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up the podcast. Are you gonna keep streaming, Kevin?
Yeah, I'll keep streaming.
All right. I want you to know I didn't care enough to tell you during the podcast, but you've been black and white the whole night.
Like
Yep.
my webcam?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like your
you're
webcam has no color.
Oh, what the
I
hell?
thought it was a bit at first.
Holy
You see,
crap.
the
do I say
sad-
something?
I'm going
I
retro,
thought you
dude.
knew.
Or do I just leave it?
I
The
thought you were
heck?
I thought you were trying something
You
different.
could have just told me.
Yeah,
You know,
retro
like,
Kev.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. All right. Thanks,
I thought you were
everyone.
showing
Oh
the
my
VHS.
God.
When
Thanks,
I
everyone,
noticed
for
it, you looked
watching.
straight into the camera too, and I thought you were scared of me noticing it. I don't
You
know.
know, like Camlink gets buggy sometimes and does some weird stuff like that. Oh,
All right. Well,
wow, way to just leave me high and dry here, dudes.
podcast will be back in a couple weeks. I
just
appreciate
off.
you guys for watching. And yeah, we'll see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.
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 All right,
Oh my
Kevin,
God.
enjoy all your
I hate you guys.
new viewers to play Halo with.